Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful day with us on Live with Lloyd. I am your host, astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. Thank you very much for joining us on this Monday. Um, Hold up, let me get something straight a second. I want to let you know that the show is being brought to you by two sponsors this week and next week. One is King Simon. He did a webinar not too long ago, but now it is available in a 3-hour recorded session, and that is available. So just go to PayPal, Cash App, and go to his website. You see at the bottom of the screen. So he is sponsoring it. And I'm proud to say I have a brand new sponsor called Manifest on Purpose. A podcast is nothing short of amazing. It's interesting, for those who had listened to Iyanla Van Zant do her podcast and whatnot, and she always ended it with a story from real life examples. Well, this person, Kimberly, is no different. So please go to visit her at her podcast is at audiobooks, Google, Spreaker, anywhere where you listen to a podcast, go to Manifest on Purpose, because she is about manifesting, especially the subconscious mind and things like that. So you will find it very, very interesting listening and probably inspire you to be your best too. So I do want to thank this new sponsor, Manifest on Purpose. So please go to your latest podcast to catch up with that. Before I start, today is Monday. It is December the 4th. The sun is in Sagittarius. The moon is in Virgo. It is a one universal month, an 11 universal week, although I put a 2. It is a 5 universal day. But those of you who happen to be Geminis, Virgos, Leos, and Aquarius, all born on the 4th, the 5th, the 13th, 14th, 22nd, 23rd, and 31st, well, this is your day. I want to thank you. In fact, speaking of the day, what day were you born on? You would be very, very surprised how the day you're born on modifies the character of a person. So, for example, let's say you got two people. They were born on, I'll pick a birthday, let's say today, December the 4th. One was born on December the 4th, and this year, one was born on December the 4th of that year. Okay. 9 times out of 10, they're not born on the same day. So they will have similar characteristics as Sagittarians. Yes. They will have similar characteristics as both being on a 4. Yes. But the day they're born on will modify. So, for example, let's say one December 4th was born on a Monday that's ruled by the moon. That means they would bring to their personality or added to their personality emotions, sensitivities, things of that nature. And yet their friend born on December the 4th was born on a Tuesday. Well, that would bring more of an assertiveness, more, shall we say, aggressiveness to their personalities. So this is why sometimes people born on the same day are normally same month and day, but different years will have different personalities. So the question to find out is, what day were you born on? It's very, very easy to find out. Before, it used to be like about maybe 20, 25 years ago. Now, all you got to do is Google, ask Siri to do it for you, or whatever the case is. In the back of my book, Numbers and You, I have an appendix, excuse me. But what happens is they were so small, I thought they would be bigger. So a person could go to the back of the book. There would be charts. You look up your number and you would see what's going on. So what I'm going to do is describe the days from Sunday to Saturday and describe the personality of persons born on that day. So just find out what day you're born on and we will see. There are only, out of the 7 days of the week, only 3 of them take their first name from the planets. Sunday is coming from the sun, Monday is coming from the moon, and Saturday is coming from the planet Saturn. As for Tuesday, which is Mars, Wednesday, which is Mercury, Thursday, which is Jupiter, Friday, which is Venus, none of those do that. I think in France they call the Wednesday Mercredi, which is French for Mercury, the planet Mercury. I think that's closest, but that's in that language. So the point is, what day were you born? Now, let me say this. None of you, for the most part, have a control over the day you were born. When your mother's water broke and she had to go to the hospital, she ain't saying, well, girl, boy, you got this number and this is your sign, so I need to hold it off. Because when Mother Nature says this, it's a wrap, you got to get up in that maternity hospital and bring life into the world. So don't worry about the day you were born on so much as understand the day you were born on and how it could modify your zodiac sign. So if you were born on a Monday, it is governed by the moon. So whatever zodiac sign you're born under, it'll modify your character with sensitivity and emotional expression, inner awareness, almost a psychic ability, especially for those under the sign of Pisces, which is known as a psychic sign. And Monday is ruled by the 2 and the 7, which are psychic or intuitive numbers. Ideally, if a person is under the sign of Cancer born on a Monday, that is the best position for you. However, if you're born under the sign of Aries, or shall we say, you know what, I'm out of turn, but I did Monday, but I'll start with Sunday in a moment. But if you're born under Aries, Scorpio, or Capricorn, you will find that that would be more of a challenging to you. And I know I started with Monday because the day's Monday, but actually the calendar starts with Sunday. So if you were born on a Sunday, Sunday is ruled by the sun. It governs the planetary rulerships of the signs of Leo primarily, Aquarius in a minor way. And so what it does is it adds more strength and determination and conviction to your personality. All right. That's exactly what it does. And so let's say on the reverse side, you got a Cancer that's normally meek, mild, and mannered. However, by born on a Sunday, it strengthens their personality. It makes them more decisive in choosing what they want to do. Okay. The person's under the signs more of a Taurus or Libra or Capricorn born on the stage. It's not that they can't succeed in life. I'm sure they do. I don't care what day you're born under, but they may meet with a little bit more resistance. They may be a little bit more sensitive or emotional or concerned what other people may think or feel or perceive about them that may modify their characteristics if they have been born on it, say, a Tuesday. All right. So we did Monday, but Monday would be the best sign for that. For Monday would be Cancer. The stress signs would be more Aries, Scorpio, and Capricorn. So let's say you're born on a Tuesday. Well, Tuesday is governed by the planet of Mars. That's the military planet, the war planet, the planet of assertiveness, a planet that denotes I'm going to take everybody on, no matter who they are. And so if you got a person in this case who is an Aries or Scorpio or in a minor way Leo, this would explain why their very, very strong personality would dominate them. However, if you have a person who is a Cancer born on a Tuesday, this would probably modify because, Cancers can be meek and mild-mannered, but then you got some Cancers. For example, it made me think of Nelson Mandela. For example, Nelson Mandela was born on July 18th. 1 plus 8 is 9. He's under the sign of Cancer, but he was born on the 18th of the month. 1 plus 8 is 9. He just dawned on me, but I wonder what his day he was born on, because he spent 27 years in Robben Island and did not yield, only to become the president of eventually of South Africa once he was free. So it all depends on the day you were born. Now, let's say you're born on a Wednesday. Now, this is ruled by the planet Mercury that governs reasoning, logic, curiosity, adaptability, things like that, a deal with swiftness and things like that. So I'll take an example. I was born on a Wednesday. When I first started teaching my numerology courses, it was always on a Wednesday. And if you notice, my shows are always on Monday and Wednesday, but this is the day I was born on, okay? Now, what I look like, tell my mother, like, yo, Mom, you got to hold on a second because, this ain't the right time. They ain't got no time for that kind of conversation, not when their water breaks. And, it's like, okay, we need to get to the hospital to bring you into the world. So ideally, the ideal sign for born on a Wednesday would be Gemini, Virgo, in a minor way, Aquarius. But for Pisces and Sagittarius born on this day, they may have a little kind of contradictory type of personality going on. So let's say you got a person born on a Thursday, okay? Now, Thursday is ruled by the planet Jupiter that governs Sagittarius and the positive, and Pisces on the negative. That is before they reassign Pisces to Neptune. So, but these would be the signs. Now, I'm going to talk about Thursday in a second day, in a moment, because Thursday has been considered the most luckiest day to travel, and I will explain why. Thursday normally brings with it good luck, ambition, prosperity, expansion, determination to succeed. So any sign born on this day will be good, but primarily if they are Sagittarius or a Pisces. And I didn't name the dates, but of course, if your birthday adds up to a number 3. On the reverse side of it, Geminis and Virgos, in a minor way, Leos and Aquarius, if they're born on a Thursday, they may find that they're not, it's not that you can't succeed. It may explain why you might meet with more hurdles than is normally the case, more challenges that are normally the case. So this is very important to understand. So let's say you got a person born on a Friday. Well, Friday is Venus Day. Now, this tells me people who are born on a Friday normally have this innate characteristic toward things that are beautiful, rich colors, painting, music, things that represents aesthetics and stuff like that. All right. And so particularly if you are under the sign of Taurus, particularly if you're under the sign of Libra or born on a date that adds up to a 6, this would explain why you would have this natural bent toward anything creative, artistic, aesthetic, pleasing, and sensitive to the eyes and the senses for the most part. All right. Now, let's say finally, by the way, for those of you who are born under the sign of Aquarius or Leo, may find if you were born on a Friday, well, Friday is not the best day to be born on for these particular signs or number 4 or 5 people. So therefore, they may meet with a little bit of resistance every now and then in terms of the things they're trying to get done. Now, none of you, as far as I know, the only people that have some determination of the day they're born is mothers that are going in for in advance, knowing that they're going to have a C-section. So that may help them, but normally the doctors or nurses would prescribe the date to come in for the C-section. But if you know the sign of your child or things of that nature, then maybe you can kind of rearrange it a little bit. But over and above that, over and above C-sections, for the most part, okay? That is, I'm not talking about those who have been in the hospital and the water broke and they can't deliver it through the vaginal canal as usual, then they get a C-section. But there's some who doctors will say, okay, this is going to take a C-section delivery, and this is when you need to come in. That's totally different. But under normal circumstances, when the water breaks, it's it. And finally, Saturday. Now, people born on a Saturday is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is considered the old soul planet. So you may have a person born on a Saturday that's very mature, very melancholy, very philosophical about their life. They could be a fire sign, which is all this passion and energy and get up and go. But they would be the ones who would express those things in a more philosophical, how old are you again, type of situation. Now, for those who are under the sign of Capricorn, Aquarius, and the minor way Libra, this is perfect for you. But if you are a Cancer or a Gemini or a Virgo born on this day, you may meet with a little bit more resistance. So if you find out that you're born under one sign and that ain't your best day, listen, the source, God, the creator, call it what you will, there is a reason why we're always here, even if you and I can't explain it or understand it at the moment. And what you do, regardless of the day of the week you're born on, you must make the best of it. Now you know why when I'm doing these sessions over this show, I'm able to tell patients their numbers because I know that each number is assigned to a day. And therefore, there's this best days. Now, one thing I've noticed, women seem to know intuitively what their best days are, whether they're born on that day or not. If I ask a woman, well, what do you think the day you were born on? More than likely, they're in the ballpark by a day or two. They're not off by several days. Now, if you ask a man, Well, if it ain't Saturday or Sunday, which is sports day, okay, what are we talking about? But just kidding, guys. But most guys, we won't be thinking, well, what day were we born on? But you should know, because if you know the day you were born on, it will modify and make you understand why, although you could be very assertive by zodiac sign or by number, yet you're more kind of persuasive or not as forceful by the day you're born on. And just reverse, like Cancer is called the mothering sign of the zodiac, but then if they're born under the sign of Mars or under the sun, which is ruled by the Sunday, which is ruled by the sun, or again Tuesday, which is ruled by Mars, this would explain why they would have a more assertive type of personality. Which leads me to Thursday. Of all 7 days, Thursday is the safest day to travel. Now, when I was talking to a brother from Africa a couple of years ago, he called it your krata. Whatever the day you're born on, that's your krata, which is considered the safest day to travel. Now, what's interesting is this. Did you know? And what made me do the research was two personalities, Muhammad Ali, sports figure, heavyweight champion of the world, and John Madden, a famous former football coach for which they got video games in his name. All right. What did they have in common? They did not like to fly. They did not like to fly at all. So that's what made me do a research in my book called Numerology and Plane Crashes. Would you like to know of the safest day to travel by plane is always on a Thursday? Okay. There have been 4 planes that have crashed, at least when I did the research. None of them were in the United States. So when they talk about commercial flying, commercial means with passengers on board, the safest day to travel is a Thursday. There has never been a plane crash on a Thursday yet in this country. Now, there was one exception, okay? And that exception was on January the 15th of 2009. It was U.S. Airlines Flight 1549 that took off from LaGuardia Airport. It was curving around to go wherever it was going, and a flock of birds hit the engines of the plane. And what happened is that, and I can tell you, what happened is my brother called me. I was downtown in Midtown. My brother said, Junie, listen, there's a plane that just crashed. I says, that's impossible, Skip, because no planes crash on a Thursday, not in the United States anyway. But what happened, it did crash. And this was it here. This was flight 1549 that landed in the middle of the Hudson River. But here's what made it interesting. When the plane crashed, it did not break up into pieces. It did not sink right away. And every single passenger got off in one piece. Every single one. Crew members, passengers, everybody got off in one piece. But this was it here. And there was a famous movie that was made in 2016, about several years later, called Sully. The actor was Tom Hanks. You should see that movie. It's based upon, it was just amazing. The team, this is when New York City was at its best. That's when everybody teamwork. What was also interesting in 2029 that the New York City had one distinction that has never had before. The only African-American mayor, David Dinkins, was elected in 2008 to 2010 in New York City. I have the pleasure of knowing him and also mention his name in my book, Numbers in You. So it was very interesting. And so he was born on May the 20th of 1954. Okay. So 2 plus 0 is 2. That plane crashed on the year 2009, which adds up to an 11, which adds up to a 2. There has never been an African-American governor of New York State ever since. The first and only one to date. All right. So that's just a footnote. So I would suggest that you see this movie if you can, if you want to see a kind of like documentary. And by the way, interesting enough, Tom Hanks, who portrayed Chesley Sullenberger, who was born on January the 23rd of 1951, is a Cancer, which is ruled by the number 2. So I just thought all these things are interesting no matter how you do it. So when I went to China, it was on a Thursday. When I went to Egypt, it was on a Thursday. When I went to India, it was on a Thursday. And when I went to Hawaii, would you like to guess what day I went on? Okay. Since Lloyd loves himself and only got one of me. So for those of you who are nervous about flying, Thursday is the safest day to fly. In fact, in my book on page 310, I did talk about numerology in plane crashes. I really should have, now that in light of it, I should have maybe rephrased it so people don't be in a panic about planes crashing, because at that time, or way before then, especially in the 60s, 70s, 80s, you would talk to a mechanic at an airport, they will tell you the most two sensitive areas to be careful of is when the plane is taking off and when the plane is landing. I think to this day that's still standard. Okay. And this was the case on January the 15th, Martin Luther King's birthday in 2006. That plane had just took off from LaGuardia, making its curve to go, I guess, south or wherever it was going, and wound up landing in the middle of the Hudson River on that day and year. So anyway, that's enough. So we're gonna go to questions. If you got a day about the day you born, easy. All you got to do is go on your phone. Hey Google, what day was what month and day was so and so and so, your month, your day, and the year, and they will tell you. So if you're born on a day that is in lockstep with your zodiac sign or date of birth, that's great. If you don't, so what? What you gonna do? Go back and change history? What you gonna do? Make your mother say, "Listen, we need to do this over again"? It's not a movie. This is it. So you must make the best of your situation. And no matter what day you're born, there is still no excuse to use that as a crutch of why you're not doing well. It all depends on what you do with your mindset, how you feel about yourself. Sometimes circumstances are very challenging. So if you got a guy like Tyler Perry, for example, who was once homeless, and you had told him, listen, man, you always in a homeless situation, probably the last thing that man thought about was being that one day he would be in Atlanta. He would have successful movies and books and plays and a movie lot that makes Hollywood an envy. Okay. So you never know how your life is. Because it is in this moment, don't mean it's going to be in your future. So you got to tell yourself what are the things you want to do, and don't lose sight of these things. So life is, listen, life is not no fairy tale. This is a part of what's happening. Too many of these fairy tale movies, they live happily ever after. That's not the real script. It's a script for Hollywood, the script for movies maybe, but the real thing in life is what you learn in the school of life. You try not to make the same mistakes or whatever the case is like that. So anyway, I hope that explains it. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it for what date were you born on. All righty. So maybe some of you know, some of you don't know. I'm now going to go to my viewers. Let me say this too. I did a show recently on another platform, and the person was about taking all people who donated. I do the same thing a little bit too. My philosophy is a little bit different. Before I started getting donations of any kind, it all started with 19 Keys, believe it or not. That when I started getting all these donations, there were people like the Stephen and Carol Williams in Chicago and others that supported me from day one, from Jump Street. Like my I am Lady Leo, who's born July 28th, been with me since the beginning. There's a whole lot of people that have been with me from the beginning. So what it is, yes, it's nice, and I will respond to those who donate, but I cannot forget at the same time people that stuck with me along the way. So that's how I do. Now, there's some people who feel that when I give you some money or donate money, you got to read me. Believe me, I got so many people, I can't think of everybody. So what I tell them, for people with that kind of mindset, if I don't read you, don't donate. Don't donate and I don't read you because I missed you. I'm not overlooking you. I don't know until the show is over and then I get a chance to look at everything that's on here. And I'll say, wow, this person donated, that person donated. Don't think I don't appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. But what I'm saying is, because I don't, even with my moderator, Jazz Aphrodite on Monday, Empress Rel on Wednesday, I mean, come on. They can't do everything, but I do my best. And so What I'm saying is for people who might feel shortchanged, if I read you, then donate. If I don't, we good. You see what I'm saying? Okay. With that, let's start with this and figure out what days of the week you're born on. Uh, Mr. Johnson from WBLS. Yes, that's where I cut my bones at, on WBLS. WBLS, WLIB. Frankie Crocker introduced me. And when Frankie Crocker introduced me, that took off. Being on WBLS, WLIB, Inner City Broadcasting Corporation changed my life, fed my family, launched my career. So to the Honorable Percy Sutton that's no longer here, God has blessed his soul. He was born on November the 24th, just last month. He was the one, chairman, and also the first one, the first uh, he had some official titles in the city of New York too. I can't think of them right now, but I know this. This is a man that really gave me my start, and it was Frankie Crocker. For those who knew the history of Frankie Crocker, one of the baddest DJs on the planet. I mean, really got advertisers straight about there was denigrating black people. They was talking about us. He got all that stuff straight. If you want to advertise on WBLS. So it was WBLS, WLIB that I got my radio start. And for them, I'm forever, ever thankful to these gentlemen and more. So so here we go. We got Mr. Johnson, who just get that. He is born on March the 9th. He's born on a Monday. Now, here's the thing. He's a Pisces, which is water, and Monday is a water day. So yes, he's a 9, but he is not a forceful, arrogant, oh, you better get out of my way type of 9. His birth, the day he's born on, modifies the way he comes into it. So when he is assertive, but he does it with class, he does it with some panache. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't be all over the place. I got to have it this way, my way. 9 being insistent, I'm the greatest thing since ice cream. He will bring some modesty to the table, but don't play the brother. That's the point. I would not say because he's born on that day. Now, had he been on March the 9th on a Tuesday, where 9 rules Tuesday, I'd say that you might be talking to a whole nother animal. But in the case of Mr. Johnson, rather, I think that he's got a little bit more class to his style. Don't mean he's going to go sleep at the wheel, but he's got a style. His numbers, by the way, are the 9, 3, and 6. And because I know the numbers are ruling the days, I can tell him safely that Tuesday's his best day, even though he's on a Monday. Tuesday's his best day, followed by Thursday, followed by Friday. These are what I call your power days, the days that make things happen, to be in the right place at the right time in harmony with this universe. All righty. Okay, so let's go back. This person, Joda X, they are born on September the 1st, or is it born on January the 9th? See, because I'm looking at the last name, which is Asian, could be. All right. And so outside of the United States, yeah, Joda Z, I hope I'm pronouncing the last name correctly. When you're outside the United States, they always mention the day first, then the month. Here we mention the month, the day, and the year. So I'm going to assume that this person is born on January the 9th. Okay. First of all, they would be under the sign of Capricorn. When I look at their name, they got a lot of maturity numbers running through their name. They've got 2 7s or 4 up in there. So I know that this will be an old soul type of person who would be very forceful, very determined, and things of that nature. So let's say just in reverse. They says, okay, I've been in this country long enough, and it's September the 1st. Well, they would be a Virgo 1 person. All right. So that means they would be an earth sign with a fire number. So let's say if they are a Capricorn, their key numbers would be the 9, 8, and 6, which means Tuesday, Saturday, Friday. But let's say they happen to be born on September the 1st, then their key numbers would be the 1, 4, and 5. So Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays would be their best days. So I hope that helps. And thank you very, very much for the donation. Much, much appreciated. Okay. This person, Rich Wealthy, said they were born a male. Thank you. Fire sign with a fire number. Born on a Friday. So born on a Friday is ruled by Venus, which means this is a kind of Leo you got. I bet you this guy is a what they call a Natalie dress person. When he's out, he's looking good, smelling good. Okay. Can't tell the brother nothing. All right. It also indicates that probably he would be very creative. Because he's born on a Friday, which is Venus, I wouldn't be surprised, because 3 is also falling in the artistic number, that he would get involved in the creative side of life. Singer, dancer, actor, theater, thing of that nature. Any way where there's an expression of an artistic feeling or emotion or energy, he would do very well. If he decided to go into the area of government, religion, law, he would also do well in those areas too. But it simply means born on a Friday, which rules Venus. It just adds that little flavor of ambiance to his style of how he does things. He does things with a little grace. He's cool. So if you go to his house, it's kind of neat or kind of clean or something that shows like, wow, this is a nice place. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. But it also indicates too, Rich, that when you were younger, you attracted older women, and as you get older, not only they become younger, but also from different cultures too. Even long distance relationships. 3. Speaking of 3, your key numbers are the 3, 1, and 4. Therefore, sir, your best days are always on a Thursday, followed by Sunday, and in a minor way, I'd make it Tuesday, even though you're born on a Friday. All righty. So, okay, let's do this. Thanks for giving me your birthdays too. Now, this is star player Visa Sylvester. Now, Sylvester is born on May the 9th on a Sunday. Sunday is a fire day. This person is born on a fire date. So I know that this would be an assertive, a very assertive type of Taurus 9 person. First of all, 9s think they're the greatest thing since ice cream, especially the men. Okay, can't tell them squat. I'll give the brother reading. He said, "That's guy Strayhorn don't know jack about me. You know, couldn't care less." But they have this confidence, and this confidence is often misinterpreted as being arrogant or um, or dominant. But because of their nature, though, on the good side, the guy Judah gets along with everybody, don't care who he is, don't care what part of the human planet they come from, or ethnicity, or culture, or religion. 9 is universal, global, and international. That's normally their mindset, okay? But they are fighters, and they have good opinion of themselves. And so if Sylvester is going into the area connected with the military, construction, fire, police, something like that, that would not surprise me at all. Their key numbers are the 9, 6, and 3, and their best day. So even though he was born on a Sunday, according to the date of birth in his zodiac sign, Tuesday is his best day first, Friday is his best day second, and then Thursday. So the calendar would say Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, but for you, Sylvester, it should always be Tuesdays first, Friday second, Thursdays third. Now, these are people's power days. These are the days when you want to make things happen in your favor. These are the days you pick for yourself. Okay. So that's it. Let me go back a little bit. Okay. And by the way, thank you so much for the donation, sir. I really, really appreciate that. I hope I was kind of right in my description. But these are the things. This is why you can say, well, I'm born on the same month and day as that person, but I ain't got that good fortune. Maybe you were born on a different day. It's not what that was not in alignment with your date of birth, which modifies your character. Don't forget the day you're born on. Each day sets in and of itself an energy. Okay. And it's always closest at 6 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 3 o'clock. Those are always the times. So, like today is a Monday. So, so the moon was in, so planetary hours too. So, we're not talking about days. Planetary hours was at 6, at 1 this afternoon, at 8, right after this show ends, and then at 3 in the morning. And then at 6 o'clock on Tuesday, it'll be Mars hour. Then 1 o'clock tomorrow, it'll be Mars hour again. So the planetary hours take place 4 times in a 24-hour period. Okay. So these are all the things with astrology stuff. This stuff is so fun. Okay. So I really enjoy this stuff. Okay. And did I thank Joda X2? They gave a donation. Thank you. And see, I read them before they did that. So thank you very, very much for that. Okay. And I read Brother Rich. All right. So let's go here. Royalty. Okay, now Royalty was born on April the 5th of 1990 on a Thursday, which is considered out of 7 days the luckiest day to be born on. Now, because it's considered the luckiest day and you're not born on that day, don't get a hissy fit. Don't go do no conniptions. It's not that kind of party. It's not that serious. It just simply means that some people are more fortunate maybe getting a start in life than others. People born on a Thursday is ruled by the planet Jupiter, And so that tells me every Thursday around 6, 1, 8, and 3 in the morning, although people don't stay up to 3 in the morning, this is when Jupiter hour makes its presence, or its presence felt the most during those planetary hours on a Thursday. So it tells me, since they're born on April the 5th, royalty, Alina, that it also indicates that, interestingly enough, she started out old, but she's young. She's vibrant, mature, multifaceted, multi-talented, multidimensional, and every single letter in her first name falls in the youthful category. So she's born in 1990, but you could say she was born in 2000, and nobody would probably give her a hard way to go that much, okay? Or close to 2000 as much as possible. Anyway, your key numbers are always the 5, the 9, and the 6. So that means, despite the fact you were born on a Thursday, your primary days, according to the date of birth you got here, 9 rules Tuesday, 5 rules Wednesday, that's the first one, 9 rules Tuesday, and 6 rules Friday. So those are your power days in addition to your date of birth. All righty. So those are some of the things that I see. All right. So all the best, royalty. Thank you. Thank you. And my girl, Sister Maya, now she's been with me from Jump Street too. She's born September the 13th. Now she didn't say what day she's born on, but when I get to see her, it's always nice. It's, y'all are very nice to me, man. I'm so blessed, and I try to keep it in that vein. I am not perfect. Lloyd don't walk on no water yet, so don't y'all worry. So if y'all expect me to be perfect, y'all will be disappointed, because I've got my faults, frailties, weaknesses, challenges, just like everybody else. But I've learned how to love myself. And once you get to learn how to love yourself, that's half your battle. Okay. But we've been taught not to love ourselves. And it blocks our blessings, because love is stronger than hate. I'm serious. So they got all these people that want to be hating on people. I don't know why y'all be expending your energy doing nonsense like that, when y'all can be putting your energies in a more positive vein. So let me go in this direction. Okay. Now this is spiritual Mo. They're born a female. Thank you, young lady. Born on August the 25th. So they are an earth sign with a water number, which means they're very nurturing. Earth and water. Anytime you want to make things grow on God's green earth, you get planted in rich soil, which is earth, her sign, and then you water it magically, which is her number. And she's born on a Thursday. So people born on a Thursday are considered normally fortunate. It's not that she hasn't gone through her test of time, but let's say she compares herself to other people. Knock on wood, I've been doing pretty good, counting my blessings, okay? But nonetheless, though, with her numbers, though, her key numbers are the 7, the 2, and the 5. Those are her numbers. So therefore, despite the fact she's born on a Thursday, which would help her greatly, she can add that as a 4th day if she wants to, or 3rd day. Mondays and Wednesdays would always be her best days as a general rule. And it also indicates she's very sophisticated, very analytical, like to be her own best company, and have always attracted much older men. Now, she may say, well, Lloyd, listen, I don't deal with older men. That don't stop the men from being sweating assistants. So if you've ever attracted men 5, 10, 15 years plus older than you now know why, especially when you were younger, coming up in your mid-late teens, 20s, stuff like that. Yeah, that would make sense. But your key numbers there are the 7, 2, and 5, and Mondays and Wednesdays are your best days. Thank you. A lot of people born on Thursday. Elisa Fred is born on the 28th. Now, this is a fire sign with a fire number, and Thursday is a fire day. So this tells me this person is fiery, very ambitious. The only thing, since 28 is called the divorce number, I would say they have to be, as a result, careful who they put their trust in. Because they're honest with people, people's not going to always be honest with them. So in that regard, they have to be a little bit more careful than most people born on any other one date, like the 1st, the 10th, or the 19th of the month. But 28 is called the divorce number, or the number of contradiction. Not in a bad way, but you can't go to sleep at the wheel. That's all that means. And so this particular year, since they are heading into a 3 personal year, and 3 is the good luck cycle, and it's ruled by fire, and her sign is fire, her number is fire, the day she's born on is fire, I'd say this sister's going to be fired up next year. No doubt about it. So if they seem like you burn down the place, uh, don't worry. You're all right. You're all right. You're gonna be fine. Okay. Um, Now this person here. Okay. Thank you very much for the donation. This is MSM. Um, they are born under the sign of Gemini. Now Wednesday rules the sign of Gemini. So for this person's zodiac sign, this is the perfect day for them to be born on. And Wednesday rules Mercury, which rules swiftness, quickness, alertness, being in tune, adaptability, flexibility, a love of travel and adventure, things of that nature. So that would make them, but because they're born on the 17th, that modifies it too. And because don't forget, see, you're not just one number, you're a whole mix of numbers. So this is what my numerology students and most numerologists know. You're not just the month, the day, and the year you're born, which is why you're here over the long haul. There are certain immediate numbers and transits that you go through too. So these are the things to understand. So in this case, your key numbers. So although you're born on a Wednesday, actually your numbers are the 8, 6, and 5, which means Saturday rules the number 8, Friday rules the number 6, and Wednesday rules the number 5. So you are right in lockstep. Plus the year is coming up as the year of the 8. And you're born on the 17th, which is an 8. So MSM, you're going to be a whole lot of people's new best friend. Okay. So anyway, that's how I see that. And thank you very, very much for this. Okay. This person here is born on Friday, July 13th. Okay. Um, she's born in the sign of Cancer. And with looking at it, she's born on a Friday. Now, Friday is extremely sensitive to the sign of Cancer, but not as friendly to the number 4. Here's what I'm saying. You know how they talk about Friday the 13th? Well, certain days and certain numbers don't mix. Okay. So when they talk about Friday the 13th, 1 plus 3 is 4 falling on its opposition day, which is Friday. So this may explain why there's some Fridays, young lady, that are very good for you. And there's some Fridays you can't say, well, wow, I can't believe I'm going into the weekend with all this drama. So if that occurs, you know you're not crazy. It's just all depending on which Friday and what day of the week they catch you on, or what week in the month of that Friday they catch you on, the first, second, third, or fourth week. But that's what my app does too. A star 8. It helps you align yourself. Got a calendar there. And my calendar is designed to get you in the right place at the right time. It's a star 8. Okay. Yes, I'm plugging the site too. Yes, I want y'all to have it. It took me years to do this. I've been doing this for years, these planetary calendars for people, business persons. But I'm glad that I was able to bring it to the masses, so to speak, the lay person, because they are just as important as the business clients I've dealt with as well. That's my attitude anyway. So anyway, your key numbers are the 4, 1, 2, and 7. This person got 4 numbers, okay? And so their best days are always on a Sunday first and a Monday. That's the day. Sunday, Monday. If I had a minor day to pick, it'd be Thursday. So that tells me this person on Friday loves nice things, but in an odd and unusual way of how she likes things in terms of her aesthetics and things around the house, things of that nature. Okay. All right. This person here is Leslie in pink. They're born on a Wednesday, another Cancer person. This person is a water sign with an earth number, which means very pragmatic, very much into keeping everything real. And they, with them born on a Wednesday. Now, Wednesday is not one of the best days for the number 8. Okay. It's not her fault. Again, when her mother waters broke, that was it. We got to go to the hospital and get you out of here. All right. I understand that process. All right. So when you do, especially childbearing women, they know exactly what I'm talking about. Unless there's some who know in arrangement that they're going to have to come in to get a C-section to deliver their baby. That's a totally different energy. But I'm talking about under normal situations, moving that couch, all of a sudden, oops, the water breaks and they're out of there. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. That's a whole different animal. So, but in this case, though, it indicates you've always been mature for your age, always seasoned and experienced. 8s tend to be misunderstood, but to know her is to love her. But because you're born on a Wednesday, this tells me you would make an excellent writer, but more of a philosophical nature. You would make an excellent communicator, but more of a way that represents maturity and direction and focus, where people say, how old are you again? When you were coming up. So this is what I'm saying. So these days that we're born on modifies our characteristic. So where cancers are normally kind of caring and sharing and loving, this will be more of an active type of Cancerian who would like to be on the go, who would like to travel, and who would explore the world, would go to ancient places like Africa and Egypt and India, places that's old, that's been here for like thousands of years and stuff like that. Okay. That's the point that I see in that one. Now, this is just the goddess. Thanks for the donation, Jess. Did I say that right? Let me say your name right. I guess Jessie. Hold on one second. Did I do that right? Jess the goddess. Okay. So they are born on March the 7th on a Saturday. That tells me this is a more philosophical type of Pisces. Okay. Old soul spirit, a way of being very mature. And 8 is a cycle, it's a number that likes to do research, analysis, question things in great depth and details too. Please get the likes up for my moderator. Please help my moderator out. It don't cost you nothing. If these people can make a donation, you can make a free one with your thumb. No excuses. Get the thumbs up. I know probably I haven't seen it, but knowing Stephen and his wife Carolyn, some other people, they're telling to get them thumbs up. So please help my moderator, so when I talk to her, we at peace. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So anyway, you're a water sign with a water number, and you're born on the Earth day because Saturday is ruled by the element of Earth. Okay, it also would attract Capricorn. So therefore, it tells me that you will attract men from different cultures when you were coming up, long distance relationships also, but yet you're very philosophical in the way you look at life. And then with you born on a Saturday, that has that added wisdom and philosophical type of temperament or nature to your personality too. Your key numbers, though, are always on a 7, a 2, and a 3, which means technically Monday and Thursdays are your best days. In a minor way, Friday too, if you got to add a third day on there. But Mondays and Thursdays are your best days. So these are the best days to do things. So the day you're born on modifies it. You cannot change that, but you have control over knowing the days that govern your numbers and planning your days, dates, and plans accordingly. If you get that, you got it. Okay, good. Thanks, Jess. And thanks for the donation too. Much appreciated. So let me go back a bit. Okay. This is a lot of fun. I'm enjoying this, folksies. But I enjoy this anyway. Okay, let me do Eula Davidson. Euquella Davidson. The brother didn't give he's born on a Tuesday. Now, this is very interesting because let me tell you why. First of all, he's a Capricorn, which means he's very mature, probably out on his own between his 19th and 22nd birthday. Then he's born under a number 1 on the 19th day. 19 denotes, it's called the Prince of Heaven, denoting honor, success, and esteem. Then he's born on a Tuesday. So he has a fire month and a fire number, born on a fire day. So I know that Brother Davidson don't play. Brother Davidson, you need to have your own. I ain't fronting, okay? I know you don't take orders. Well, not your fault, to die on self be true. But at some point, either if you can't find your own right now or step out on faith to do what you do, definitely try to be in some position where people don't be dictating terms to you, and you're not going to let anybody talk to you any kind of way and think that's going to fly. They will get their feelings hurt. I can tell you that, and I don't even know you, but I know these numbers and how they roll. All righty. And then you got a lot of 1s and 9s in your birthday. And then you got those 2 8s, which is a Capricorn energy too. You need to have your own business, brother. You make an excellent lawyer, doctor, scientist, entrepreneur, manager, supervisor, director, head of a department. But you need to have something you can call your own. Your most key numbers are the 1, 4, and 8. Although you're born on a Tuesday, but Sundays and Saturdays are your best days. And we'll throw Tuesday in because the Sunday is ruled by the sun. Tuesday is ruled by Mars, and these are fire numbers. So therefore, I would say Sunday, Tuesday, Saturday. If I had to throw a third day in there, the day you were born. Okay. So that's good. Thank you. This is Howard Cooper. Another Tuesday. Okay. So now this is an Aquarius master number 11 person. So this person, Brother Howard, is an air sign. And so 11 adds up to a 2, but it's composed of 2 fire numbers. And fire and air stimulate each other. And plus, he's born on a Tuesday, which is governed by the element of fire. So that tells me this is a very proactive brother. He's not gonna like the brother Davidson, who was born on the 19th. Well, Howard Cooper is no slouch himself too, but he does it with vision though. He would do well in computers, electronics, and mechanical, mathematical sciences, engineering, technology, things of that nature. He would also probably be very particular or fussy about his eating habits, his dietary laws, and not only that, but since he's born on Tuesday, it tells me he would be more of an assertive type of Aquarius, a more rebellious kind of Aquarius, because Tuesday is the day to rule the fighters. You can't push them around. People born on a Tuesday, they're not having it. And Aquarius like to think outside the box too. And this is the age of Aquarius. So I know Howard has had some issues, not in a bad way, Howard. You know what I'm saying? But in a way that like you ain't taking no stuff off nobody. Plus, you got all those sevens in your name. So it tells me very analytical, very spiritual. You like to be your own best company. A lot of people can't come up in your life. So it tells me definitely older women. Wow, you donated. Wow, I'm just looking at what. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. That's like, wow. Okay. Thank you, man. So anyway, the point is for you this year is a year where things are going to blow up. You're going to be entering a 3-cycle year, which is a cycle of Jupiter, the cycle of good luck and expansion and maturity and prosperity and just abundance and contacts and networks and self-improvement and ambition and all those things. So you have a lot to look forward to. But I tell you this, thank you very, very much. And I got to tell you, Howard, you don't play. So you either need to have your own if you want to be happy, or if you're working in a situation, more than likely you should be like you definitely got a title where you got respect. That when you open your mouth, people say, okay, Mr. Cooper, that's it. All righty. Thank you for that. Wow. That's nice. Thank you very much for that. This is Felina. Now, Felina is born on a Friday. Now, 2 is extremely friendly to Friday because Friday rules the number 6. So numerically, 2s and 6s go together very, very well. So she is a Capricorn 2 person. Therefore, she's an earth sign with a water number, which means her number and her zodiac sign are in harmony with each other's elements, making her a kind of nurturing, sensitive, caring, sharing kind of individual. And then she's born on a Friday too. So it adds that grace, that colorfulness, that richness, that whatever she gets is always classic and tasteful and timeless. That is the thing. I hope I said tasteful, not tasteless. Tasteful and timeless, you know? And it also indicates she's very, very psychic and very intuitive. Now, Venus is ruled by Friday, which is the number 6, and 6 is one of the psychic numbers, so is the 2. So if I look at her numbers, which is the 2, 7, and 8, 2 and 7 are the 2 psychic numbers, and the 3rd psychic number is the 6, which is Friday. So it tells me, Felina, you need to always follow your first mind. I don't care what people look like. You see me with this shirt in town, that don't mean nothing. If you're saying like, Lloyd, I'm not feeling you, I wouldn't take it personal because I understand where you're coming from looking at your birthday. But it tells me you've always been very headstrong, very determined, yet very sensitive to the point that you need some sugar twice a day from your mate, from your job, somebody to give you recognition from a job well done. All righty. So that's what I see. All right. And your key numbers again are the 2, 7, 8, and Mondays and Saturdays. And I'm going to throw in Fridays would be your 3 best days. These are your power days. When I see your power days, these are the days you make decisions. Hanging out, going bowling, movie. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the days you got to make moves with consequences on the other side of that decision. You need to make it whereby it's as favorable in your behalf as much as possible. Life is stressful as it is enough already on this planet right now. So you might as well minimize the stress and capitalize on how to time your affairs to be in the right place at the right time. Simple. Okay. I know it sounds simple, but to me it is simple. Okay, let's do. This person here is this is Felicia. They are born on January 12th on a Wednesday. So They are a Capricorn 3 person. So they're a fire number with an earth sign born on an air day. So I know it may sound a little confusing, but it's not to me. First of all, she's born under the sign of Capricorn. That's one of the signs that's traditional, old, classic. Most of the historians, especially African American historians, Black historians, have all been Capricorns, from Dr. D.F. to Dr. John Hope Franklin, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, Dr. Yekiman, Dr. Leonard Jeffries, et cetera, et cetera. All of them, without question, Capricorn. But Capricorn, whose history, architecture, things of that nature, even Egypt is governed by the zodiac sign of Capricorn. So that makes sense. That's one of the oldest civilizations on the planet. All right. So aside from that, although she's old spiritually, she attracts younger persons. So either she don't look her age, act her age. I know the year she's born in, but that don't mean nothing according to the stars in her birthday. All right. So her key numbers are the 3, 8, and 6. So that means although she's born on a Wednesday, her day primarily is a Thursday because it rules the 3. That's Jupiter day. Then Saturday, that rules the 8, or Saturn day, followed by Friday, which is ruled by Venus. So therefore, 3, 8, and 6 are your numbers, and therefore, again, Thursday, Saturday, Friday are your best days. But born on a Wednesday, though, it tells me she's very youthful, very active, very proactive, and stuff like that, energetic, would like to travel. So she's that kind of Capricorn. She ain't gonna sit and watch TV all day because she's going into retirement. She ain't playing that. She's busy, because born on a Wednesday keep you busy. It's Mercury, and Mercury rules movement and motion and action and adventure. Okay, so these are some of the things. Okay, let me go here. This is Felicia. Oh, Felicia, thank you. I think I read you. I think I read you. I did read you. Thank you. I didn't see that. See? Okay. Let me go back a bit. And I do need to thank my moderator, Jazz Aphrodite. This is, I mean, I am so, so blessed to have nice people in my corner. And she is definitely one of the best of the best. This is Andromeda. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. She's born April the 22nd. That makes her a borderline case. This is Kathy Hughes' birthday. They founded Radio 1 and TV 1. Okay. I used to be on her show in DC when you could see it from the street. It had a large glass where people could actually come up, stand in the street, and look into the studio. All righty. But you're born on a Friday. And so I was telling you about Friday the 4th. So that means you like things, but in a very odd and unusual way. So you may dress colorfully, but in an odd and unusual way. You may wear your hairstyle in a very odd and unusual way that's very aesthetic to the eyes and pleasing to the senses. Okay. But it tells me that you'd also think outside the box, because really on this day, April 22nd, you would technically be a Taurus, and Friday rules the sign of Taurus. So it all depends on what days. But technically, if I had to give you key numbers based on this, your key numbers would be the 4, 1, and 5. And your best days would always be on a Sunday and a Monday and a Wednesday, despite that you're born on a Friday. But what it simply does is you probably bring class, aesthetics, graciousness, camaraderie, a love of making the best of yourself on that day. All righty. So I want to thank you very, very much for that. And let me take this other person born on the 22nd. And thank you for the donations. This person they're having a birthday coming up toward the end of this month. So they are a Capricorn master number 22 person. Although they didn't give the day, but their key numbers are the 4, 1, and 8, which means Sunday, followed by Saturday, are normally their best days. And in a minor way, Monday, because the number 4 is in alignment with, say, 4 is in alignment, it rules by the sun, and the sun and the moon in our hemisphere had coexisted. So I would say Sunday, Monday, and Saturday. And it tells me she's very sensitive. And look at all those 2s in her birthday. So I know she's very finicky, fussy about her eating habits, her dietary laws, things of that nature. And she is born in the year with 2 9s, which means she can be assertive, but whatever, depending on the day she's born. But I can tell you this, she is a woman ahead of her time. She tends to be a little misunderstood, but to know her is to love her. And you'll find that she's more sensitive than she lead on, I should say. All righty. So my time is up. I enjoyed running my mouth. I really, really enjoyed this, folks. So whatever day you're born on, you cannot change it unless you came under a specific prearranged C-section procedure. That's about it. But whatever day you're born on, you cannot change it. You make the most of it to understand yourself better. All righty. So I need to thank you all very, very much. This was great, and I really appreciate this. Okay, there we go. So I do want to let you know that today's show has been brought to you by two sponsors. The first one is Manifest on Purpose with Kimberly. She is on. She's on Google. She's on. And I don't know why I'm a little tongue tied with it, but she's on all the podcasts. Whatever your podcast channel is, believe me, she's on all of them. That I can tell you. So whatever those symbols are, Google, Apple, that's it, Apple, and another one. She's on all of those channels. Definitely check her out. She is sponsoring the show, and I thank her from the bottom of my heart, being my new sponsor. As for my buddy Simon, we've been cool since day one. Okay, we worked with Frankie Crockett, WBLS, WLIB. So so Simon and I have a radio history and a loving history and a brotherly history that goes way, way back. And I'm extremely proud to have him as my brother. As far as I'm concerned, he is my brother. That's my attitude, okay? So again, Safest Day to Flies on a Thursday. And by the way, you should see this movie. It is so good based upon that, because they actually accused these guys of not handling their business, even though birds flew into the engines of the plane. So that's it. By the way, folksies, my December newsletter is out, so please subscribe to it. You should have yours in your email by now for those of you who do. And also, while you're subscribing, also subscribe to my numerology app, a star 8, ASTAR 8. That's located either on your Google or your Apple platforms. And if you have any concerns about loading it, go direct to my website, astar8.com, load on from there. And those of you, some I've heard has crashed. My developer's been out of town for a day or two. I mean, he's entitled to, he's got a family, beautiful daughter, so I got to respect that. But he's coming back, I think, today, tomorrow. And but normally he answers right away when I forward whatever your challenges are about the app. And yes, it needs an update, but it's far, far better along now than it was when it was in the beta stages, okay? So I thank you all for doing that. Also, for those of you, when I do my columns or like articles like today about what day you're born on, the best dates to take a woman out, the best time, what to expect when a man takes you out on these dates, they're normally segmented into my TikTok pages. So go to TikTok Numbers in You, and you can get a breakdown. So if you're number 1 lady and you missed it, you can catch it there. If you're number 9 guy, how you take a person out on a date, you got it all there. And also you can go there to take classes too for beginners if you want to learn how to do what I do. The only thing I have over you is the time, the years, the sacrifice, the challenges that you can only get. This is why youth and wisdom don't go together. But everybody, I want to thank you. I will see you Wednesday. And please, I want all of you to take good care of yourselves. I'm sorry I couldn't get to all of you. Believe me, I would have wanted to. You have no idea. And maybe one day what I might do is do a marathon until y'all get sick of me, and then I'll get off, okay? But in the meantime, though, I want y'all to all have fun. Love yourselves, because if you don't, who will? Okay, let me see something. And here we go.